तो आपने क्या हिसाब लगाया? जो हिसाब लगाया तो कि अच्छा कुछ हाँ ठीक है बस ठीक है
All right. Hi everyone. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me share my screen. All right. I hope my screen is visible and I am audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Earphone देवर earphone.
Hello. Yeah. Am I audible to you guys now? All right. And my screen is also visible, right? Oh, okay. All right. So let's start off with from yesterday only. So we'll cover everything again since yesterday was just a basic introduction. Okay. So I'll explain to you the whole process again. So what we'll do in each doubt session is we'll go each assignment one by one. I'll solve it. I'll explain the question. I'll explain everything. And then if you have doubts, then you can ask me again on the questions, whatever you have. Okay. So I'll be more than happy to help on any questions that are there. I'll explain each and every questions once or twice or thrice, whatever, however times it is required. And we'll go and work around this way. Okay. I hope I'm clear. So let's start with the first question. Welcome to Java. What happened to the site? Okay. So yeah. There's some server issue. So yeah, here we are with the first question now. So what this question asks, this is just a basic introduction to Java. So what this question asked is you need to print two lines on the output screen, that is hello world and hello Java. Okay, you can do that by simply copying these two lines. For the sake of learning the syntax, we have done this. In the further cases, we won't be doing such things that we'll be giving you entire codes and stuff like that. Okay, so coming back to what these statements mean. So if you want to print any variable, any string, anything you want to print, you will have to use system.out.println. That is the only statement that you will use throughout your coding journey in Java. In Java, if you want to print anything, it is system.out.println or it is system.out.print. So for if some people are using C, then it is printf. If some people are using C++, then it is simple C out. And if some people are using Python, then it is directly print. Okay. So these are the basic print statements that we use so as to print anything on the output screen. Okay. Where I should find assignment, you can go to precourse.acciojob.com. There you will land at the home page like this, and you can just click start learning and you will have all these courses here. Okay. So yeah, coming to that. initially what we need to do, this is something that we tried and tested yesterday. So don't look at that. So I'll just replace these two statements with this and let's run the code. Okay, so coming back to the question format. So this will be always your problem statement. Okay, and this is an output format, like how your output should look. So always ensure that you read these two things very carefully, because if your output is not matching the output format, then your test cases won't pass. Even if it is giving the correct output according to you, like the value might be correct, but if it is not matching the output format, it will give you a wrong answer, which is not good to handle, because these are very small errors that might lead to deduction of your score. Because what happens is, in some cases, if you are doing a wrong submission, you will your total marks will be deducted each time. Okay, so what is this test case? So test case is basically like a test, or what you can say, it is the set of inputs that are tested against your program to test whether your program is working fine on all the edge cases and all on the major cases. So that is basically like a test, so as to check whether your program is correct or not. So these test cases are the ones that are used. Okay. So this is a sample output. So this is how your output should look. And these are the common mistakes that people make. So you should not add unnecessary space like this or like this. Now, if you run the code, this will give an error. Why? Because this is the incorrect statement, incorrect way to write these things. Okay. So don't give this unnecessary spaces. Okay. And ensure that you are printing it a proper format. Coming back to the print statements. So there are two kinds of print statements. When you do a print ln, that means you're adding a line break. In a layman language, what we do is, say we return a hello world. Okay. Now, if what we want to do is, we want to write something in the next line. What we ideally do is press enter. So ln is basically doing the work of enter. Simple as that. So after the end of the statement of this statement, there will be an enter pressed by in the output screen. That's it. So whatever will be written after this will be printed from next line. Now, if I write hello Java, now if I have written say Acciojob after this, so that will also be printed from the next line. This is what print ln means. So if I remove this print ln, then what will happen is hello world and hello Java will be concatenated, because there is no line break after this. But if I keep ln here and remove it from here, there will be no difference, because I have not written anything after print after hello Java. That's why it is going to be exactly same. So that is basically like you are checking whether it is correct or not. But we need to check like whether you have handled all the edge cases, or whether your program is running against all the corresponding inputs that are possible or not. Because according to you, it might be correct, but accordingly, it might not handle all the edge cases that the question wants you to cover. So that is why there are test cases built so as to know whether your program is covering each and every test case or not. That means each and every edge case is covered or not. Okay. So this is the difference between print and print L. Okay. I hope I'm clear now the difference between print and println. Println means line break at the end of the statement. That is all. That is the basic difference between print and println. Now, if I run the code, the output will be same. If I submit the code, you'll see whether we are able to submit it or not. Okay, we have a failed test case. Why? Strange. Please don't ask me what is the use of test case, guys. It's very basic thing. Like if whenever you submit a question paper or whenever you submit some answers, it is checked against the answer key. That is a similar way we have test cases. Test cases basically means where the program where it will be ran. So that is a hidden thing. So you don't know what is you just have to build a logic, and your logic will be tested against multiple inputs. That's it. No, I have used full stop, guys. That should not be the issue. Why is it coming as failed? This is something else. There is some site issue, I guess. Yeah, now it passed. No, there's no need of import statements here. We are not using any classes right now, so no need of import statements. All right. So yeah, that is about it. Because that is what illegal action means. Like if you are viewing a test case, that means you will viewing basically answer key. So that much score will be deducted from your total score. That is how it is going to be. All right. I hope this question is pretty much clear, pretty straightforward. Nothing much in this question. The learning start from 9 p.m. Like the lecture start from 9 p.m. No, TA won't be chosen from class. TAs are the trained mentors. Okay. So yeah, any more doubts in this question now? I'll be moving on to the next problem now. Okay. Right. So let's open 5 stars. Okay. So in this task, you have to print 5 stars vertically and 5 stars horizontally. So what they want you to do is your output should look like this. That means you need to print 5 stars in a line and 5 stars in the horizontal line. Okay. Yeah, if you want yesterday's class, you can just go to acciojob.com. There's a Precourse and you can just click on watch recording here and you will be navigated to the correct place. Guys, why are you into the test cases so much? Figure out how to like the logic. That's the most important part. The test case and everything is secondary things that you should not be worried about. If you're writing the correct logic, if you're writing the correct code, everything will fall into place. Okay. So what you need to basically do in this problem is you need to print 5 stars horizontally and 5 stars vertically. No, that is like 5 stars vertically is after the first 5 stars that are printed. So that means only 5. So let's first print and we'll add ln because after these 5 stars, we don't want to print anything in these lines. Star space, star space, star space, star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are done. And now what we need to do, we need to print and this is the code for this one. Okay. Let's run this code now. And let's submit this. It passed. Now, many of you will think like, why have I written this system.out.print so many times? Okay, because this becomes a little headache. So what we can basically do is there's an operator called \n. Okay. \n. This also does the same job of println. That means if I just do a print and add a \n, this will what basically do is do a line break. Now we won't be teaching Python in the class, but yeah, we are open for you to go ahead with Python and you can code it in Python because our platform supports Python as well. So we don't have an issue, but we won't be teaching the syntax. See, now if I add do \n means there are two line breaks. That means that's why there is an empty line in between. So \n is going to do an equivalent work of println. Okay, so that way what our job is will be done in lesser number of statements. So what we can basically do is we can just add these statements in one line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we can just comment these out. For commenting multiple lines, just select all the lines and do a command slash. And this will also do the exact same work. \n is basically another way to give a line break, that is enter. In layman language, pressing an enter key can be done by either println or \n. These are the two ways you can use \n. Okay, so this is it. So if some of you want, you can also print it in one line. You don't even need two statements. What you can do is just do it this way. So what we have done is 5 stars, we gave a line break. Then after each of the next 5 stars, we gave a line break. So we don't even need this statement either. And it's done in one line instead of these 6, 7 lines of code. Okay. I hope this much is clear now. Any doubts on this one? Just the new thing that we have introduced is basically \n. \n is equivalent to writing println statements. Okay, \n means we are giving a line break at that point itself. So if you want to write a paragraph and give multiple line breaks, you can add it by \n. Okay, so that is how it is going to be. So print and println are used depending on your requirements. If you want to give the line break at the end of your statement, you can use println or you can add \n at the end of the statement. Okay, either way, it will work the exact same. Okay, all right. Any other doubts on this now, guys? Yeah, you can solve this using loop as well, but loop is not yet taught. That's why. Yeah, I understand this way is confusing, but the more you go deeper into the course, when you have more number of print statements now, so this way is more friendly for you to write the code. Otherwise, it becomes time consuming to write these many print statements when you can do it in the same one. Single quote because Java uses double quotes. Depending on the language syntax, these are language syntax that you will need to follow. There's no ifs, buts in this, like why we are not using this or that. It is a syntax that we need to follow blindly. There are certain things that we have to follow. We are not restricted by them. Okay. No, there is no restriction of print or println. Like I have now created this as a print statement. Println is simple. The word ln basically what it does is at the end of the statement, it will add an extra \n. That's it. It will add an extra line break. Yeah, it is confusing, but you need to understand like what the backslash n means. Like instead of ln statements, we are using backslash n. So that is just basically reducing our work to write the entire system.out.print. Star is one character, but we are printing 5 stars. So it is not a single character anymore. In the main class, it won't be cleared, Ankit. I'll be very specific to you. It won't be cleared in the main class. If you have some language specific doubts, you can go to the doubt class. The mentor will help you out if possible. But in the main class, in the TA doubt sessions, general doubt sessions, it won't be entertained. The reason being it is going on in Java. Okay. Fifth line is nothing. There's now no fifth line. You just remove these. These are commented lines that makes no sense. These are not going to go into the code. Okay. So, all right. I hope this question is also now clear. So let's move on. Yep. Anything more than one character, like even if a space is known as string, it is no more a character. Character means a single a single space, a single letter, a single number. These all are characters. Okay. All right. Input output in Java. What you are not able to write, which code? Samriddhi, please be a little specific now. See, I have told you at the start of the classes now, please forget about these two lines for now. These are above the scope as of now because I won't be able to explain these things as you guys are very basic into Java right now. So when you learn basic things, when you will learn object-oriented programming, then you will be able to understand why we are doing this or why we are using exception. Scanner code, yeah, scanner we have not reached yet. That's why it is not explained, right? Please wait for your turn because we'll be going step by step. So everything will be done. All right. Just give me a second, guys. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Because I was not speaking anything. All right. Someone had said like you want me to explain backslash n again. So backslash n basically means just a single thing. Backslash n is line break at the end of the code. That is it. Nothing else. So if I used ln, that means I'm adding a backslash in here. So this basically this will add a backslash in here. If I don't do a print ln and if I do a print, these both statements will be equivalent. See, I'll just do that for you. Let's do a print ln here. And just do it with print. So you will notice the difference that there's an extra line printed at the end of this. Why? See, there's an empty line because backslash n gave a line break and the print ln also gave a line break. So there were two line breaks. That's why there's a difference of line here, like we see. Sagar, loops is not taught yet, so I won't be solving them with loops. So when the loops will be taught, you will be able to, we'll go through this question again if possible. Samriddhi, why do you want to unmute? Like you won't be able to unmute in the main class at any point of time, because then it will be a little mess, because we have around good 400-500 people in the class. Okay, I hope now backslash and doubts are clear, pretty much clear from this. This basically adds a backslash and at the end of whatever you have written inside the statement. That's it. That is basically adding a line break. Backslash n is equivalent to adding a line break is equivalent to print ln. Please guys, don't post the codes here. I won't be able to look at those codes. You can go and join the live doubt session that is there from 4 to 7 and 11 to 12. People are there. They'll be more than happy to help you out. For extra practice questions, if we are done with the Acciojob, you can go to Geeks for Geeks, you can go to Lead Code, you can go to HackerRank. There are tons of sites out there where you can practice. Okay. All right. So I'm moving around now. Let's start with the scanner class a little bit. Tushar is going to cover it in today's class itself. So I'll just cover a little bit about scanner class today. Okay. So scanner is a new class that is used to take input in Java. So what happens is right now what we are doing is we are feeding the values in variables. Like we were printing the hello world string or we are printing the numbers directly. But what if we want to take input from user? Like say I gave you a program. Now you want to give this program an input. So to make it user friendly, what we do is we take input from user so that he doesn't have to modify the entire program. Because when inputs are large, like when values are very large, or you have say 10,000 values to be in to 10,000 values. So modifying those 10,000 values in the code is a very trickier thing to do. That's why we take input from user. Okay. Rudransh, you have taken the most from me. All right. Okay. So all right. So coming back. So what we are why we are using scanner, because if we want to take input from user, like if say you want to give me an input, like take this integer as an input or take this string as an input, then for you to go and modify in the program is a very difficult task because that program is written by me. So I'll understand it better instead of you. Like if you wrote a program and gave it to me, so I'll prefer giving it an input and testing it instead of modifying the input inside the program and testing it. Okay. These are the two scenarios. Like if I want to test, say you wrote a program and I want to test that program, there are two ways. Either I modify the values by going inside and opening the program each time, or what you have, if you have done a user input thing, then I can just input the user and expect the correct output. So that way it becomes a user friendly for me and user friendly for the other person as well. So that's why user input is taken. So that means when the user wants to give multiple inputs, other use case, say you want to run the same program for multiple inputs. let's say there's a program that converts, that finds the maximum integer in the pool of integers. There are 10,000 integers and you want to find the maximum integer. Okay, so if there are 10,000 integers and you want to find the maximum integers, so there will be different set of 10,000 integers every time. Say initially I give 1 to 10,000, then I give 10,000 to 20,000, then 20 to 30,000, then 30 to 40,000. So each time I have to go in the program, modify those set of integers, and then find the maximum. That is not possible, right? Because humanly going and editing the program becomes very difficult task. That is why we have input output. That makes the program more reusable. Like you can run the same program again and again, and after running the same program, what will happen is you just have to give the input, run the program, and the program will give the output. Okay. I'll explain again. What is the use of input? Like everyone is going to come and say me कि sir हम तो सीधा variable में ही डाल देते हैं. Like we'll directly put the values in variable. Why do we want to take input from user? Why user input? To make the program reusable. Reusable as in the any person that comes in and takes your program, he just have to feed the input and expect the output. He will have the input format. He just have to feed the input and expect the output. So that way the program becomes more reusable, because where you have used those input values, nobody knows in the program. So that way the user input is very eco-friendly. Okay. So to take input in Java, there's a standard class that we use that is called scanner class. So there are classes that are used. You will learn about classes. There are little things that you will find कि हम ये क्यों नहीं समझ पा रहे, ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो पा रहा. But there are little things that are more advanced. So it's better to just take them as it is, so that you are able to go through the course right now and you can understand them in detail, like what is class and how is class used. That way you will be able to understand better. So right now assume certain things so that it is most helpful. Yeah. All right. So moving on. So what we need to do is we need to define scanner. So how we define scanner? We'll write basically a scanner class, that is SCANNER. This is a scanner class that is used. Now you can name the scanner anything, whatever you like. Say I will take name the scanner as input. That means I'm taking the scanner as input, and the way you define it as new scanner system dot in. So this line is going to be the exact same. You can just modify this variable name. The rest, everything will remain exact same. And this has to be included before you take any input from the user. Okay. So this is a condition that we need to follow. Okay. Please make sure these 2-3 libraries are imported always in your program. I am not able to, I won't be able to explain you these libraries. These libraries are imported so that you can use these classes directly. Otherwise, you will have to define these classes, which is beyond the scope right now. Okay, so that's why these 3 libraries, these 5-7 lines you need to ignore for now. We'll look into it later in the course. So you need to wait a little for to understand these. We just need to understand like how to write the basic code, how to take input from user. So that's the motive of the class. So that is why. See, the question is nothing here. The question is just to make you go through the scanner class, like what is scanner class and how it is used. Okay, so now we have defined the scanner class. Now we define an integer. So how to define an integer? We define integer by using int. Okay, now int a is the way of defining an integer. So int is the type, variable type, and a is the name of the variable. Now if I want to take the input from user in this, so what I will do is input dot next int. So next int is used to get the next integer that will be inputted by the user. Okay, this is a standard syntax that you will need to follow, guys. I won't there's no such explanation why this is written. This is a Java syntax and we need to follow as it is. New basically means we are creating a new scanner object. Right now I'm trying not to go in more detail because there are terms that you are not very well through. Okay, so what you need to do is whatever scanner name you defined here, you will need to use dot next int. So next int is the variable name to get the next integer from the user. Okay, now what the question asks. In this challenge, you must read 3 integers and then print them. Print them. Each integer must be printed on a new line. Okay, so what you basically need to do is we'll take 3 integers. So we have taken one that is A. Now we will take another that is B. We'll take another one that is C. Okay, so what we have done is we have basically taken 3 integers now. So when we have taken 3 integers, now what we ideally need to do is we just need to print them. Now we have taken the input, the user will give the input. We don't need to worry how are we getting this inside. This is a variable data type. Data types means there are different data types. There is something called integer, that is denoted by int. Then there's something called float. That means when you have decimal values. So this example is 1, 2, 3. So float means 1.1, 2.232, something like that. Okay. So if user gives more than specified input, we won't be using those inputs. They will go into the garbage dump. Next int is basically the function to get the next integer that is provided by the user. Float, comma, double, both denotes the same. And then comes the string. That is basically this one. And there's another data type that you will use is going to be Boolean. Boolean means either true, yeah, or false. This is used to get the next integer that will be provided by the user. Okay. This is a input and this is a syntax that is used to get the next integer that is provided by the user. Okay. I hope I'm clear. This is the way we define the scanner, and this is the way we take input from the user. Now, what we'll do is we just need to print these 3 statements. So what we can do is we just need to do print ln a just copy paste these and print a b c. Now, one thing, whenever you take in like input from user, make sure to provide the input in the custom test cases. Otherwise, if you run them directly, what will happen is it will throw error like this. No such element exception, because this next int function is trying to look for an integer. If you provide more number of integers, it is okay. But if you provide less number of integers, it will throw an error. That's why always provide input before running the program. So what we'll do is we'll just copy paste these inputs and run the program. Now it will work. See, 4200, 120. Okay, someone had pasted these errors. These errors are basically because if you have not provided the input in the custom test cases, then the Java compiler throws such error. Like it was searching for the next integer, but it was unable to find that. Okay. Now, what are the doubts in this? Okay. So if you want to take integer, it is next int. If you want to take float or double, it is next float or next double in the similar value. Guys, please don't spam the chat. Ask the questions that are relevant so that I'm also able to get those questions. Okay. So for if you want to if you want to take float, then it is going to be next float, comma, next double, and for string, it is going to be next line. Okay. Rest everything is going to be same. Just input dot next float, input dot next double, input dot next line. If you don't write the scanner input, then you won't be able to take the input from the scanner. That's the thing. Yeah, correct, Saidur. You need to use float as a variable. It's not comma, it's dot. That is the syntax that is used to take input from the scanner. Yeah, you can take different data types, but in this, the user has asked that it will provide integers, so you need to take integers. Now, if I take next line, it won't work. Aditya, you better stop spamming now, otherwise you'll get banned. System.in is the way you declare the new scanner, because this is a system.input. That's why it is used. So the question is pretty straightforward. The question asks you to take 3 integers from the user and print them. Because we have variables, we use double quotes when we want to type something of our own. If we are using the user variables, we just have to use them directly. That's how. Scanner is basically a way to take input from the user. That is what the scanner does. Prashant, please don't ask me these questions. We won't be solving anything in C++, C or Python or JavaScript. Everything will be taught in Java. If you want to go ahead with C++, C or Python, you will have to learn the syntax on your own. Okay. All right. Anything else now, guys, in this problem? Okay. I don't see any other doubts. So that is pretty much it for this session, I guess, because the later on part Tushar is going to cover today. So we'll be taking up ahead from here tomorrow. From tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will have longer classes because we'll have more questions to discuss. Okay. Guys, we will have 5-7 minutes to spare. You can take a break. You can drink water or go, and Tushar is going to about to join. So we'll take over from here.
Hi, everybody. The session will continue from 9 p.m. This class would be running. Tushar would be joining from 9 p.m. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can type it in the chat box and I'll be able to answer it.
Guys, please wait. Tushar will be joining at 9 p.m. So the lecture will begin from 9 p.m.
Hi, Purab Rana. You did not understand system.in. See, system.in is, this is an input type of token or maybe identifier that we use. 9 p.m. The time zone is Indian Standard Time. I understand you are from Africa, so 9 p.m. is IST. Yes, 2020 pass outs are eligible if you have graduated in 2018 or after, then you are eligible. Everybody is eligible just for pay after placements. If you are a pass out of 2018 or after, then you are eligible. Don't worry, guys, this lecture will be recorded. So you can, if you have some doubt, you can revisit the lecture recording and understand it. My English is normal. No problem. You can practice it always and make it better. 2017 pass outs are also eligible. It is just that we cannot take you in play after placements. You can pay upfront and join. Recordings will be posted around 2 to 3 in the morning in the recording section of Discord. 2017 pass outs are eligible, but not in pay after placements. You can join upfront. Please do not spam Aditya. You can improve your English by practicing it, standing in front of a mirror and narrating some essays, or maybe asking some questions to yourself or talking to your friends and family members in English can help. BCA graduates and last year students are also eligible. 2016 pass outs are also eligible. Don't worry, guys. We have organized an alumni session on 2nd. We will be bringing our alumni, our students who have got placed, who were a pass out of 2015, 2016 as well, right? English is important, yes, but for the selection in pay after placement, English will not be a criteria of judgment. Yes, if you have taken a career break of 1-2 years, it is fine. You are eligible. Students who have not graduated are not eligible, but if you are in your last year, then you are eligible for the course. If you are going to apply for graduation this year, you are not eligible for this course. You can take it upfront and study, but you're not eligible for pay after placements. Guys, please do not spam the same question again and again. I would not answer it once I'm done. Yes, to 2023 pass outs are also. For personal solution of doubts, you can go to the live doubt session. They are running from 11 to 1 in the afternoon, 4 to 7 in the evening, and 11 to 12 at night. If you fail your interview, do not worry. You can try the next pre-course and get into the main batch. Yes, if the backlogs are 1 or 2, then it is fine and you can clear it in November or December. It is fine, but not more than 2 backlogs will be encouraged. Yes, 2020 pass outs are also eligible. Anybody who is a graduate of 2017 or before is not eligible for pay after placements. Yes, if you have completed your masters in 2019, then you are eligible for pay after placements. Aditya, please don't spam such emojis. You'll be kicked out of the meeting. Yes, you can use Hindi for the interview round, but you have to learn English as well. Yes, if you have backlogs and you can clear them, you are eligible.
Yes, hi guys. Very warm, pleasant good evening. Late good evening, little late good evenings. Hi, welcome. Hey, hi guys, welcome. आदित्य तो आज फिर आ गया.
तुषार म्यूट.
I'm mute. Maybe I think the voice is not clear. आवाज आ रही है शायद. It's clear, right? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome. Okay. So let's just do this once. Perfect. So let's probably start. Okay. Let's start with this. And yeah. Hi. Very good evening. Welcome back. Okay. Okay. So I think right. Okay. Hi. Very good evening, guys. So let's start. Okay. Let's. Right. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So welcome back, guys. Let's start with the session. Okay. I am super excited. So I think almost. So we guys were clear with. So yesterday हमने क्या करा था? What we discussed yesterday. We discussed about the data types, right? We discussed about the data types. Right? We discussed about the data types. That yes, these are the data types, and we are discussing about that, right? Okay. And apart from these data types, we have discussed other things also, right? Data types हमने discuss करे. We have discussed about integer. What was? We have discussed about long. We have discussed about float. We have discussed about float, right? We have discussed about double, right? We have discussed about double and all these things, right? तो हमने integer values के लिए देख लिया. We have discussed this for integer values, correct? And we have also discussed this for decimal values, right? We have discussed this for decimal values, that the range for the decimal values is float and double, correct? Okay. And we have also discussed, yeah, correct. Okay, integer, float, double. Yesterday I left you with you guys with some more data types also, right? One of the data types was character. Okay, a character data type ले लिया. Or one more type data was of type string, right? One of the data types was of character and the other data type was of string, right? So the characters were these A, B, C, right? And so on it, I, and all this, right? So all these were characters, right? These were all possible characters, right? Anything that you press on the keyboard part, right? Anything that you presses on the keyboard part. Anything that you process that you press on the keyboard. कि जो भी keyboard पे keys हैं, whatever the keys on the keyboard are there, they are actually a characters, right? Anything that they press, anything, whatever the keys are there, the keys that you press on the keyboard, they are a part of the characters, right? They are actually characters. तो जो भी कीज आपने देखते हैं कीबोर्ड पे, वो सब करेक्ट. स्ट्रिंग इज अ कलेक्शन ऑफ characters. What is a string? String is a collection of characters, right? जो भी collection of characters है, voice breaking. Just switch the network. This is my technique. Just a second. Okay, just let us switch the. Right. Okay. Yes. Okay. So हमने what we have discussed about, we have discussed about characters, we have discussed about double, Yeah, characters in case you press semicolon after that single quotes, right? Even the numbers are that you see on the keyboard, they are also part of characters. Just a second, guys. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I think the switch perfect. Okay, so even the numbers, whatever the numbers that you try, okay. Just guys, just I think there's a switch the network, guys. Don't worry. This is fine. This is fine. Severely breaking. Yes, now this will be fine, guys. Don't worry. This is fine. I have just switched the network. Just give me a second. Now it's audible. Everything will be fine. Don't worry. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Don't worry. Cool, cool. Okay. Don't worry. Network is fine. Okay. Now try to understand what we were discussing. Okay. Now try to understand whatever you press on the keypads, whatever you press on the keypad. So 0 is also a character. 1 is also a character, right? This 2 is also a character, right? So all these are also characters. ये सब भी characters ही हैं. All these are also characters, right? So all these are also characters. Simple, right? तो ये सब भी characters ही हैं. All these things are also characters, right? Yeah. Okay. So we can see that yes, all these things are also characters, and string is also a collection of characters. I will say, string is also a collection of characters. कि जो भी collection of characters है, that is also part of a string. ठीक है? कि जो भी string है, that is also space is also a character. Even the special things that you see, okay, the special things, the asterisk is there, right? The space is there, right? And apart from that, multiply, plus, minus, multiply, plus. तो जो भी आप इस पे देख पा रहे, whatever the things that you are able to see on the keypad, they all are special characters. Everything that is there on the keyboard, everything is a special character, right? Decimal is also a special character, right? Space is also a special character. हर चीज जो आप कीपैड पे देख पा रहे हो, that is a character, ठीक है? So this is a special character, right? Everything is a character, but just a single key press, okay? Two things will not come under character, right? So now try to understand, okay? Java is trying to what to say? Yes. So we understand that the computer understands only 0 and 1. Computer does not understand this dot a, right? Computer does not understand this, what is we really mean by dot, what we really mean by plus, what we really mean by multiply, right? So all these things computer don't understand, right? All these things are not understood by the computer, part, right? तो ये सब computer को नहीं समझ आता है. All these things are not computer understood. Okay, yes, true. So since computer is not able to understand all this, okay, so this is actually map, okay? There is this standard, there is this ASCII codes for this. There is this ASCII codes, okay? There are this ASCII codes for this. ठीक है? ASCII codes होते हैं. What are the ASCII codes? ASCII codes are universal set of notations, okay? ASCII codes are the universal set of notations. They are actually the universal set. They are the universal set of notations. Universal set of notation of. So they are the universal set of notation of characters. Right? In characters, पे universal set of notations is what is the ASCII. ठीक है? तो जो भी characters हैं, इनकी जो universal set था, ठीक है? उस universal set को हर एक character का, right? Every character that you see, every character that you see, okay? Every character that you see, every character is actually every character that you see, that is having a value. Every character that you see, that's having a value. Simple, right? हर एक character की एक value है, and that is standard. That is across the globe as it is, right? That is set for everything, right? Every character is having a standard value. Simple, right? Every character is having a standard value. Simple, right? Every character is having a standard value, and yeah, that is a simple idea. Okay. So now I'll just show you what the ASCII table looks like. Okay, what does the ASCII table looks like? ASCII table. So let's see what the ASCII table actually looks like. ASCII table. Okay. So the ASCII table is very standard. Okay. मतलब हर एक करेक्टर का, every character that you have on the keypad, that is having a value that will be stored in the memory. Okay, that value will be stored in the memory. Yeah, because computer can only understand the numbers. Try to understand. Okay, so computer can only understand. My statement is that computer only understands the numbers. Computer only understands the numbers. Okay, computer only understands the numbers. Computer only understands the numbers part. ठीक है, कंप्यूटर को सिर्फ जीरो समझ आता है, 0 1 0 1 0 1, राइट? सो कंप्यूटर अंडरस्टैंड्स ओनली नंबर्स, करेक्ट? एंड या, ठीक है, सो कंप्यूटर इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग ओनली द नंबर्स पार्ट. Right. Okay. Yeah. So computer can only understand the numbers part, right? But the characters that we are there, right? Whatever the characters we are there, okay. Whatever the characters we are having, okay. That characters maybe that is a 0, that is a 1, right? That's a, or that is maybe asterisk, that is there, right? So all these are having a values, okay. All these things, guys, please, if you could skip this, stop this. I know, I think everything has a right time, guys. Come on, stop this. Okay. Okay. Right. So these all are a list of characters, right? ये सब चीजें characters हैं. All these things are characters, right? And they are having their corresponding numbers. So 0 is having a number of 48, and A is having a number of 97. ठीक है, asterisk might be ऐसे ऐसे इन सबके कुछ ना कुछ numbers हैं. Each of these characters are having their own number, right? Each of these characters, right? Each of these characters, are having own numbers. They are actually having their own numbers, right? They're having some standard set of numbers that yes, these are the numbers which I'm having, right? So this is the ASCII table. Okay, I'll just show you how the ASCII table looks like. So it's a 256 character long. Okay, so I'll just see this one. This is very normal. Okay, तो उनके आप values देखो. So if you try to see the values part, okay. So if you try to see that, then 48 is actually for 0. So 48 से लेके 57 तक. So anything between 48 and 57, okay. So anything between 48 and 57, this is 0 से लेके 9 तक, right? This is 0 से लेके 9 तक, right? So this is 48 से लेके 57 तक. It is between 0 and 9, right? Anything between 48 and 57 is between 0 and 9, correct? Yes, everything that is present on the character, that is present on the keyboard is for 0 and 9, okay. So anything, this is for the 0 and 9. 0 से लेके 9 तक ही है. So I'm just giving an idea. 0 से लेके 9 तक are mapped from 48 to 57, right? Okay, from 48 to 57. And similarly, you could see that asterisk is having 42, dot is having 46, slash is having 47. And I will show you the numbers part also. The capital numbers हैं, whatever the capital numbers are there, okay. The capital numbers also, see the capital A, capital B stands from 65 all the way, right? So even this is an important question, okay. This is also an important question. This can possibly be asked you in interview. आपसे interview में पूछा जा सकता है कि what is the ASCII value, right? So you can be asked ASCII values of 3 things, okay. You can be asked ASCII values of 0 because 0 is important, ठीक है. A is important and small a. So you remember these 3 values. 0 के 48 है. The ASCII value of A is 65 and the ASCII value of small a is 97, right? These are the ASCII values. These are the ASCII values. Simple, right? ये ASCII values हैं इनकी 0, 48 and 97, correct? So these are the ASCII values of these three values, right? इनकी ASCII values हैं 48 and 67, and they are also in a continuous manner, right? They are also in a contiguous manner. They are also in a contiguous manner, right? Contiguous manner. Right? They are actually in a continuous manner. कि 0 के आएगा 48, right? 1 का आएगा 49, and they I mean they actually follow a proper sequence, right? 2 का आएगा 50. For 2 we have 50. For 3 we have 51. Okay. 3 we have 51. For 4 we have 52. Okay, and so on, right? So 9 stands for 57. 9 stands for 57, and similar is the process there. Capital A is having 57. Okay. Capital B is having a 58. Capital C is having 59. Capital D is having sorry, not 57. Sorry, guys. 65, 66, 67, 68, and so on. So and capital Z is having a value 90, right? Capital so this is something that is useful when you'll be coding this. Okay, this is something that will be useful. Don't worry, this will be useful. Okay, this will be useful. And yeah, okay. So now, what is the use case we'll try to understand. Actually, this is a standard value. Okay, this is a standard code. Yeah, no, this is defined, right? All these values, तो जो भी values हैं, all these characters are actually defined. All these characters are defined simply. Okay, all these characters are standardized, right? They're simply defined. कि ये ऐसे ही हैं. They are simply defined. All these values are actually defined. Okay, but yes, this is how they are actually. 0 is for 48, 1 is for 49, and all these things, right? So this is a way for the computer to store the so this is a way for the computer. I'll just show you how. Okay, so see, just a second. Okay. So this is a way for the computer to store its values, to store the values. So ये computer का way है just to store the values. I'll just show you. So there are online other compilers also. Okay, so I'm just using one of them. So CodeChef is also another compiler. Okay, you can use online GDB. That is also a very good compiler. Okay, just I am trying to show you another different compiler. Right, there are multiple of online different compilers. Okay, and yeah. Okay. Okay. Now try to understand this. Now try to understand this thing. Okay. So you will select the language Java. You have to start your code here. Right? Any character, the character will be denoted by CHAR. CH is given by a single quotes. जो characters होते हैं, they are given by single quotes. We have seen the strings, not addresses. Okay, they are not addresses. Okay. Okay. See, ASCII values क्या होती हैं? ASCII values are a mapping. Okay. ASCII value are a dictionary, kind of thing of in a dictionary. Okay. जिसमें लिखा हुआ है. Okay. And that is universal dictionary. Okay. This is a dictionary, and that is a universal dictionary, right? This particular thing is a universal dictionary. And yeah. Right. So this universal dictionary is 0. This is 1. This is 2. And this is 3. And so on, right? This all things are there. All these things are there. तो ये सब चीजें हैं. Okay. Right. They're just both of them are almost same. And Ankit, okay, both of them are same. Okay, it's just unka the numberings are different. They have designed that in their own way, and ASCII is defining in their own way. It's just वो बस दोनों ways हैं. Like there are two dictionaries, right? ऐसा कुछ, nothing different. उनके अलग-अलग standards हैं. ASCII is which is used standard, right? ASCII is which is used very universal. ASCII is used universal, and ASCII is even used by the computers. Okay, ASCII is even used by the computers. I'll just show you how. See, so character is what we have chosen. Maybe character A. तो मैंने इसको assign कर दिया. What is the value part? I am asking the computer. Try to see. तो जो character की value थी, I am getting it inside the integer value, right? Whatever the character ch was there, its value part I am getting in the character ch, right? Just a second, just a second. Just I'm an important call. Okay. Yeah. So I am asking the computers, okay, I am actually asking the computers that what is the value, okay? Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, okay, don't worry, I'll try to explain. देखो, ये dictionary है, कुछ भी नहीं है. What is this ASCII table? This is a dictionary which is actually helping, which is keeping the record. Simple dictionary, right? This is a deep dictionary which computer stores because the computer does not so see when this comes, right? When this comes, dot. Computer does not know, okay, computer does not know how to store this. Computer is confused, right? Computer does not know, right? I don't know, right, how to. So computer is really sad that I don't know how should I store this, right? So what they have tried to figure out, okay, what they have tried to figure out is that for every code, for every character, okay, for every character, इन्होंने एक standard define कर दिया, standard, right? They have something defined as a standard part. A standard is defined. What is the standard that is defined? Okay, a standard that is defined key for every character part. Okay, the use for these values is that key standard define हो गया है. Dictionary का use क्या है? Dictionary का use क्या है? ताकि वो standard define हो गया कि अगर ये चीज मैंने define कर दी, okay, what are things are defined, I have defined that, okay, that things I am simply trying to store in the computer, right? That with the help of this thing I actually store this information, okay, that it is defined as a standard that maybe this is 0 character, right? This character is a maybe. So how to store this a? So they tell that don't think of it a, okay, they're telling that don't think of it this a, think of this like 97, right? Similarly, what they have told, okay, that suppose the character was z, they are telling don't think of it like z, right? Think of this character as 123. Then 123 or 97 computer knows how to store these values. Computer knows how to store in the memory, right? How to store in the memory. That yes, these are the values that computer actually know कि हाँ मुझे इसको ऐसे store करना है, right? These are the values. No, we don't need to learn all the values, right? Yes, the computer will be able to store these values, right? Somehow it will do that. We don't need to worry. Numbers computer can store. Numbers, it will try to convert this to 0101 something something, okay? But computer does not know what to do for these characters, right? For these characters, for these strings. Computer does not know this. Computer does not know. Computer does not know how to store these characters. How to store these characters. This is something that the computer does not know. How to store these characters. ये information computers को नहीं पता है कि जो characters हैं वो मैं कैसे store करूँगा. This information the computer simply does not know, right? And yeah, that is 122. Sorry, that is 122. Okay. So तो उनको एक तरीका मिल गया, okay, that this is a standard way, this is the standard Oxford dictionary that you need to follow. कि अगर आपको character A मिल रहा है, then this is the numbers when I'll be trying to. These are the numbers that I will actually try to, maybe. So in the memory, how will I store it? It is giving you the number. It is giving you the number part. Okay. It is giving you the number. It is actually giving you the number to store. It is giving you the number to store in the memory. ठीक है कि अगर आपको मेमोरी में स्टोर करना है, देन दिस इज द नंबर दैट विच यू विल बी स्टोरिंग, राइट? दिस इज द नंबर दैट विच यू विल बी स्टोरिंग इन द मेमोरी. ठीक है, करेक्ट. Okay, this 97 is also converted to 01. Okay, don't worry, this is converted, this is a process that these get converted, right? The numbers are converted to the binary 0 1s. They are automatically converted, don't need to worry much on that. Okay, but that characters A, character B, character C, all these values are difficult to convert, right? Okay, all these values are definitely difficult to convert. So numbers can be converted easily. जो भी numbers हैं, they can definitely be converted easily. Okay. Yeah, correct. So I'll see what is the value of the character A. My computer say, I'll just simply ask the computer that, okay, I'll just show you the value also. So system.out.println, and the value is, I am printing a string also, and we have discussed this, right? String plus integer. We have discussed this, right? How to multiple print things. Yes, yes, no? Yeah, right, perfect, right, okay. So what is the idea? The idea is that in case you want to print a string, okay, you can print that string part in the double quotes, okay, and in case you want to print that variables also, okay, you want to actually print the variables. अगर आपको variables भी print करने हैं, in case you actually want to print the variable values also, in that case also you can use the plus sign in between them, okay. So in case if you have not done, please try to do it now. That in case I want to print a string message, okay, I got it, we have not done it, fine, please do it now. See, in case you have to do two things. In case you have to do it of strings, okay, you do it of the double quotes, ठीक है. अगर आपको string print करनी है, the strings part is definitely done in the double quotes. And in case you want to use the print the variables, you will be using the plus sign. This is it will not plus it, okay, they are different things, right? It's like horses and donkeys, right? You cannot plus them. So they are different, but they both presented, okay, they both are presented to the system, okay, they both of these things are actually presented to the system, correct, okay. So I will be printing this value, this is the value part I will be printing, ठीक है. अगर मेरे को value print करनी है तो value ऐसे print करता हूँ. This is how I actually try to print the value part, right? The value is, this is the value part, right? This is the value part, and let's see, that's what is the output part running. Yes, we called it concatenate operator. So you could see that I have not given 97 anywhere, right? I have not even written 97, but what I have written is this character A, right? I have written this character A, right? I have written this character A. So computer automatically knows, right? Computer automatically knows, right? Computer automatically knows. Computer automatically knows कि जो character A है, जो भी character A है, this character A is this automatically denotes to 97. So if I get its integer value, if I get its value in the integer format, okay, then I try to do this, right? Then I try to do this. The value is 97, right? The value is 97. Simple. The value is 97. Okay. Yeah. ये plus is like just a syntax, okay. Plus is nothing, it's not like, don't think of it like addition, okay. Don't think of it like we're adding two values, okay. It's just a way to present two different data types, right? So this is one of the data type. See, this is of a string data type, okay. This is of a string data type, and this value is of type integer. Plus is not adding them, so maybe these are horses and these are donkeys, right? So horses and donkeys cannot be added, right? Similar data types ही add हो सकते हैं. In case we are only having the similar data types, right? Both of them are integers. Only in that case we'll be adding them. But in case there are of different data types, in case there are of different data types, in that case, okay, अगर different data types के हैं, in that case, try to understand, they will not get printed, right? अगर वो different data types के हैं, so they will simply not get printed, right? So this is, yes, it is just to print both of them. This plus sign is called concatenation, okay? This plus sign is called concatenation, simple. Concatenation. This plus sign is called concatenation. And this is just to print both of them, right? It is just to print both of them. Just to print both of them. Right? This is just to print both of them. No, we cannot use commas. This is a syntax. Okay, no commas will be allowed. We have to just use it in this way. Okay. Right. So we have to right. Yes. Okay. So अगर आपको message print करना है, okay, अगर आपको कुछ message print करना है, you want to actually print a message part, okay. In case you want to actually print a message, in that case, okay, you want to actually print a message part. In that case, you try to present in a string manner. तो जो भी message है, वो आपने string format में print कर दिया, right? And this is the integer type, right? This is the integer type. And this is of type integer, right? ये integer type की है, ठीक है? Yes, plus sign is mandatory, right? This is a syntax. आपको ये ऐसे ही याद करना पड़ेगा, correct? Now we have discussed about. You try this on yourself. You try this on your own. अगर try this, Siddhant. Try it on your own compiler. Okay, I understand that. So if there are only similar type of data types, okay, if there are only similar same type of data types, right? I am having integer, right? अगर मेरे पास integer and integer है, मेरे पास, so see, try to think of it in this way. I am having one horse and also I am having other horse. Horses and horses will definitely add, right? It will give me two horses. But one side I'm having horses and other side I'm having elephants. So horses and elephants will not add. Horses and elephants will not add. Horses and elephants will not add. Simple, right? Horses and elephants will not add. They will always be presented as separate. But in case you are having horses and horses only, okay, horses and horses ही होते हैं आपके पास. In that case, horses and horses ही हैं आपके पास. In that case, what you have, you will get two horses, right? You will simply get two horses. So this is the scenario. This is the simple scenario, right? Okay. Yes, this is about it. This is about the integer data types. Now I want to discuss about the. Now I want you to discuss about the how to take the user input. अपने को user input लेना है, okay? In case we want to take, how we will be taking the user inputs, right? तो हमें ये values user से भी लेनी है. Right? कि हमें, so see at this point what we are doing, we are just declaring, okay? We are just declaring the values and assigning the values also, right? And we are assigning the values simultaneously. But I want that it should not be a fixed value, right? These values should change with time. This should not be a fixed value. Rather, these values should change with time. Okay? Rather, these values. Yes, okay. Yes, right, man, correct. Good, man, good. Okay. So now let's try to understand, okay, how we will be taking not values will change time. Okay. So we will be taking the, okay, we will be taking the user input right, we will actually be taking the user input, right? तो हमने user input लिया, ठीक है? I don't want it to be a fixed value, right? I want depending on the situations, okay? Depending on the situations thing, okay? Depending on the situations, depending on the situations, depending on situations, depending on the situations part, I am trying to store the values, right? I am trying to store the values. तो जो भी values, मतलब I am trying to take the user input. Depending on the situation, maybe I want to, I'm actually making a calculator here, right? So I am trying to make a calculator, assuming we are actually making calculator now. So calculator will do 4 operations for us: plus, minus, multiply, and divide. But every time you will not use calculator for the same values, right? You should be having an option. You should always have an option कि I should be able to give the input, right? कि मैं user को input मैं दूँ, right? I should be able to give the input to the user, right? Okay. So try to understand. There is this. So in order to write, there is standard syntax for this. Okay, there is a proper standard syntax for this. And what is the syntax? They use the scanner. Okay, this is just the term name. Okay, इसको scanner बोलते हैं. So let's take the. We will take the user input. Okay. So what we do? We define the scanner class. Scanner sc equals to new scanner system.in. ठीक है कि मैंने scanner ले लिया. I have actually took the scanner class. ठीक है. Yes, this is the syntax part. There is nothing fancy to be done here. Okay, this is the proper syntax part. This is just the syntax. This is the syntax part. And this, what is the syntax doing? The syntax is trying to take the user input, right? Trying to take the user input. जो भी user input है उसको लेने के लिए syntax काम आता है, right? This is the idea. Okay. Yes. This is the only way. This is the variable name. Okay. This is the variable name, right? This is the only variable name. The variable name you could have kept anything. Okay. It's like a variable name. Rest everything is fixed, right? Rest everything has to be written as it is. Okay. Yeah. There is nothing much confusion. But this is to be as it is written. Okay. This is syntax part. Write as it is. Okay. अगर आपको पता है, in case your code is actually demanding, your code is demanding that I have to take a user input, right? Always the code will almost always demand that yes, you will have to take the user input. In case you actually need the user input, in that case you define that scanner class, right? You define that scanner class, right? You define that scanner class. Right? अगर ये इनपुट होता है तो हम उसको स्कैनर क्लास में डिफाइन कर सकते हैं, राइट? सिंपल. आई एक्चुअली ट्राई टू डिफाइन दैट स्कैनर क्लास. यस. ओके, करेक्ट. तो मैंने ये ऐसे लिख लिया. अब मेरे को इंटीजर इनपुट लेना है. आई वांट टू टेक एन इंटीजर इनपुट. मे बी आई एम राइटिंग इंटीजर a and I am asking sc.next int. ठीक है. This is also a syntax part only, right? Just important thing that you need to keep in mind, कि whatever the variable name that you have declared, whatever the variable name that you have declared here, the same variable name will come here, right? The same variable name will come here. The same variable name will actually come here. Just the same variable name that you have used, ठीक है? वही variable name यहाँ पर आएगा. It is the same variable name that will actually come here, and you are just taking the user input, right? You're just taking the user input. Okay, right. Okay. Everything is, guys, no, sc is not, sc is just a variable name. We can also keep the name Acciojob. Okay. So you can, this is just a variable name. Okay. The variable name is nothing fixed, right? आप इसको Acciojob भी रख सकते हो. Variable name आपके हाथ में होता है हमेशा. I want to keep it Acciojob. I can keep this Acciojob. Then I will have to write here Acciojob .s.next string. ठीक है? Okay. Rest everything is defined. Okay. Please don't put brainer on that. What is the use of this? What is the use of that? No. Okay. I think this is something that you should not ask at this point of time. Okay. You should understand this, that all this is a part of a syntax. All these things, try to understand, right? I have been teaching this programming for maybe at least 2,000 students by now, at least 1,000 students. And I think, so try to understand this is a part of the syntax, and we will discuss this in the main classes, okay? In the upcoming classes, in the later classes, when actually this is little advanced concept. This is the core Java, okay? This is the core Java, and this is actually trying to take the user input. This is the standard code you need to write. This is the code you need to write. And in this, once you write this code as it is, okay, once you write this code, and now this is the standard code that you write. The only benefit that you have in this is the variable name. The only benefit that you have is the variable name, right? This variable name is the benefit. Variable name. Right? Whatever the variable name is there, that is defined as the standard thing. जो भी variable name है, उसने आपको define कर दिया, okay? Correct. And yeah, so now try to understand this, okay? Now what am I writing in line number 19? Now I am thinking that I need to take the user input, right? I need to take the user, I need to take an integer input. तो मुझे पता होना चाहिए what type of input I will take, right? What type of input I will take? This is something that I already know. That yes, what type of input I will be taking. Okay, what type of input is that I require? Okay, if it tells that you will require an integer input, then this is the syntax. Okay, then this is the syntax. Okay, a lot of your questions are coming to your mind. Please try those questions on the compiler. I would strongly recommend you guys कि जो भी questions हैं, इन questions को आप compiler पे try करो, right? So all these questions are there, okay, and they are to be written on the compiler part as it is. Just ठीक है, आपको compiler पे ही लिखने चाहिए. Try them yourself, right? Okay. So I have taken the integer input, right? This is the syntax. Suppose I have to take a double input. I have to take a double input, right? I will be using this double b equals to whatever the variable name that you have kept. The variable name I've kept is Acciojob here. Then I will have to do Acciojob dot next double, because I am telling the compiler, I am telling the code that the next thing that will come is of type double. Okay, the next thing that will come is of type double. Okay, maybe you want to ask about not characters, but yeah, it's different for characters and strings. Okay, but it's different for the rest, it is same. So suppose you want to ask long C equals to acciojob.com acciojob.next long. ठीक है, कि आपने long integer लिया, you want to actually store something in the long variable, right? You want to store something in the long variable, so you are using this, right? Simple. Okay, yes, Acciojob is the variable name, bus, right? Don't focus on the object, all these things, right? Yes, right? Yes. Dot next is a syntax, yes, right? Dot next is a part of syntax, okay? So this is all a part of syntax. At this point, we are just learning the ABC of Java, okay? Don't, so a lot of things you will find new, you will have, it's not like you're not being told, it is just a type of syntax, okay? This is just a variable name, okay? Just a variable name. And in this variable name, okay, whatever the variable name I'm having, the same variable name I'll be using across all these places, okay? The same variable name. So this is the same variable name that I'm using, right? This is the same variable name that I'm using. And yeah, and depending on what type of data, okay, depending on what type of data I'm having, okay, what type of data, किस type का data मेरे पास है, right? What type of data I need to take input, what type of data I need to take input, and depending on that type of data, we will be taking the user inputs, right? Integer hai to integer, for double it is double, For long, it is long, right? The way in which we're writing is little different, but the idea is same. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, this is definitely, guys, this is the part of the syntax. Okay. This is the part of the syntax. ये पूरा next double as it is ही लिखना है. This is to be written next double. Okay. Either it is double or it is long part. ठीक है. ये सब syntax, I don't know why you are not ready to trust that yes, this can also be a syntax. ABC के वक्त तो आपने कभी पूछा नहीं कि ये A क्यों, ये B क्यों, ये छोटी L क्यों, बड़ी L क्यों. आप इसको वैसे रिलेट करो, आप ABC टाइप सोच के देखो, सच्ची ABC है, राइट? Okay, I'll just show you all the data types. Okay, see, user input in Java. Okay, it is just that try, it is just that effort that is required, just one more time, right? There are a lot of resources, right? I have seen a lot of people just get off, just that they feel some part difficult, but in the next class that part would have been clear. Okay, yeah, so I'll just show you that they're beautifully defined. See, yes, this is what I wanted to show you. See, so depending on what type of integer I want to take, right? किस type का data मेरे को user input लेना है. In the yesterday's class, we have written, right? We have written this, right? So we have written the 8 data types. Boolean was there, byte was there, double was there, float was there, integer, line. Line is for string. We'll discuss about string. अभी string को भूल जाओ. आपको long integer लेना, आपको short integer लेना है. Just the same part. Try to relate to the syntax. Slowly and gradually, you will feel comfortable with the syntax part. Okay. Just try to relate to the syntax. Okay. That how am I taking the user inputs? Okay. This is the next double, next byte, double as a float, long integer, right? So double and all these things are fine. Okay. Next double, and yeah. Next long. ये क्योंकि try to understand ये भी part of syntax है. Int is not alone, right? If the int would have been alone, try to understand. If the int is one thing, and next int is one word, right? Next int is one word. Why are you challenging this? Next int is just one word. What is so big deal? Right? This is actually this is the way in which they define the variables, right? See, so try to understand. If they don't keep this capital, right? If they don't keep this capital part, okay. See, and this is the syntax part. Then this always happens. This is called camel casing. Okay, I'll discuss more about this in that case. This is called camel casing. Okay, this is a way. Camel casing is a way to write the language. Camel. This is called camel casing. Okay. Camel casing में क्या होता है? Camel casing is what? Camel casing is actually a way to name the variables. It is a way to name the variables, right? That in order to name the variables, okay, in order to name the variables, these are the variables. This is how I will be naming the variables, right? This is how I'll be naming the variables, okay? And I'll show you. For example, I write this, right? Tushar, and I write this Garg, right? Then I'm not able to understand this, okay? That when the word started, when the word finished, right? I'm not able to understand that when the word started and when did it finish, right? Okay. But if I write in this way, suppose I write Tushar and then I write Garg, and with the G I start Garg. Now it is much more readable, right? So this is much more readability, right? So suppose I am trying to do this. Okay, maybe we have with us maybe anybody. So I think maybe right. So Anuj Tiwari, right? So I am having Anuj Tiwari. So Anuj Tiwari, if I write this Anuj, okay, Anuj Tiwari, I'm not able to understand that when the first word started and when the first word finished. Okay, in the Java first 5-6 days, okay, it is in the most first, actually I see you, okay, it's just in the first 5-6 days the most of the drop off is there in the classes because people get scared. It is not very difficult, try to understand, okay, it's just you're scared to take out the first steps. It is a syntax. ABC to kaun sa ek din se seekh lete hain. ABC also took some time, right? This is like just like ABC. You just need to understand this, right? You just need to understand this thing, okay? And suppose Anuj Tiwari is not very readable in this way, but if I transform this Anuj and T I write is capital, so the next word likhte hain, this is the camel casing. Maybe I write Anuj Tiwari Kumar. Maybe I just write this. And then I am able to read that. Now see, the readability is so good. I am able to identify that Anuj is one word, Tiwari is second word, and Kumar is third word. It gives readability to much larger extent, right? The readability is given to a much larger extent, okay? And then tomorrow you write maybe Krishna, right? So you can write as many. So naming variables are good, okay? Naming variables are very important in industry, okay? They should give a good idea, and this is why, that is why they are generally written in this way, okay? Readability के लिए ये एक variable is standard part of the syntax, but for the standard they are not writing next integer, okay? Why? Let's just simple 2-3 lines which you will practice with time and you will get it, okay? Nothing much to worry about, not difficult, okay? It is easy, believe me, this is easy. The difficult part I will show you what is difficult, but this is easy, okay? And also we are Spartans, right? We are the warriors part. Next double, okay? So it simply shows that the next thing that is coming is of type double. The next thing that is coming is of type double, right? Okay. I think Ankit, you have read about a lot and lot of things. इतना ज़्यादा एक चीज पे मत सोचा करो, ठीक है? थोड़ा आराम से कोशिश करो, okay? Yes. You will understand. I think you are having that things to learn, but try to be little more patient and try to learn things, right? Okay. Okay. So now try to, let's understand this, okay? So I will be trying to print these values, right? I want to print these values. Let's take only 2 values. I want taking 2 values. So how will I be running this code? Okay. In order to print these values, system dot out. So maybe let's take it 2 integers and let's make the calculator part and then we'll run this. So I am just, so first line I am asking enter 2 integers, right? System.out.println. I'm printing the statement. This is a welcome message. Welcome to supercomputers. So this is a supercomputer. Welcome to Acciocomputers, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So tell us 2 numbers, right? So tell us. So we will be writing. This is what we are writing on the back end. हम लोग ये हमारा message आएगा welcome, ठीक है? तो ये हमें 2 integers input करेगा, and those 2 integers, whatever the 2 integers are there, okay? That 2 integers are there, okay? Yeah, that 2 integers, whatever the 2 integers are there, and yeah, so whatever the 2 integers are there, maybe the 2 integers, I am taking one integer in variable A, and the second integer I'm taking variable E, Acciojob dot next integer. Okay, I want both of them as integers only because I am using calculator, but just for now I am having 2 integers A and B, right? So I am having these 2 integers A and B, and I will be trying to system.out.println, okay, println the sum is, I want to print a message, sum is, and I want to add these values also, A plus B, okay? Okay, I want to system.out.println, system.out.println. I want to print a message. I am printing the message part, correct? The difference is okay, A minus B. You want to, I'll just copy paste up. So I'll just show you that we can make the calculator part so easily, right? So all we need to take from the user 2 inputs, okay? I want to see the product is the multiplication is, what is the multiplication? Okay, the multiplication of these two numbers. जो भी ये two numbers the user will enter, right? And these two numbers will be different at different points of time, right? These two numbers will not be the same. They will just be different at different times of time. So the division is the next part is the division. The division is A divided by B. Okay. So let's see this. Okay, let's see this. And so I am having these values. Okay, the two values that I'm actually having. Okay, the first value that I'm having is maybe so let's see. Let's run this code. How this code works. See, let's see how the code works. Line number 17 हो गया. This is syntax, brother Raman. Syntax है ये बिल्कुल, ठीक है? Yes, right. अगर आपको यूजर इनपुट पहले लेना है, सी घंटे मेरा जस्ट okay, so I will have to actually type here the two elements also, right? Whatever the two elements I really want, I have to type here. The first element I want is 10 and the second element I want is 20 maybe. The first element was 100 and the second element I want is 20. तो जो भी आपको यहाँ पर enter करना है, whatever you want to enter, right? Whatever you want to enter, the same thing that you will be writing here. See, the two numbers are there, right? The two numbers are there, whatever the two numbers are there, either they can be differentiated. Okay, दो नंबर पता कैसे चलेगा अलग है. Either they can be differentiated by a space. Okay, they can be differentiated by a space that yes, this is space is there, or they can be put in a next line, right? They can be put in two different lines, right? They can put in two different lines. Both of them are there, right? So they can either they can have a space part, or we can put them in two different lines. That is the other way. तो ये दोनों वे हो सकते हैं, या तो they are differentiated by a space, या तो space के साथ वो different हो सकते हैं. That is one way. Okay, and the second way is that they are having it right, they are having it to be या आप उनको next line में enter कर लो, that 10 is entered in one line and 20 is entered in the next line. In both of the ways the user input is acceptable. The user will say that yes, this particular data will go in integer A, this will go in integer A, and this will go in integer B, right? तो ये दो चीजें हैं, ठीक है? ये दो चीजें हैं, तो ये दोनों चीजें हैं, right? Both of the things are there. Just a second. Okay. Yeah. So now try to understand. Let me just run this code. Let's see how the code is working. Okay. So I am having these two values A and B. So जो भी दो values हैं, let's see. Okay. How the printing is done. Okay. See. Okay. So it has asked the computer. Okay. It has asked us to tell us two numbers. We have given them the two numbers, 100 and 20. Okay. And even if they both are in two different lines. Okay. Even if they both are in two different lines, चाहे वो दो different lines में है, either they both are in two different lines, or they're actually they're separated by space also. Any one of them is fine, right? Either they are in two different lines or they're separated by a space. In any of the case, it accepts कि yes, this is separated by space, or it's having right. Okay. So yes, so they are separated by a space. Okay, they are definitely separated by space. Okay. Yes, we have to separate it by space only. Right? We have to separate it by space only, and yeah, no commas, nothing. Okay, no commas, nothing of that sort. Okay? No commas, nothing of that sort. Yes, sum means addition, different means subtraction, correct. Okay, that I have, so see, so what is, so this is a calculator, ready-made calculator, right? You can change the values also. Suppose I want to change the values, maybe 1, and second value I want to add with space. I can add 2, right? 1 and 2 are the two values. So depending on the different values, right? Different values पे लेके मेरे पास ये user output आ रहा है. Different values पे लेके मेरे पास ये user output आ रहा है. So this is telling me the sum. Okay, this is telling me the sum part, sum of the values. This is telling me the difference. 1 minus 2 is equals to minus 1. Multiplication is also being told. 1 into 2 is 2. Division, right? 1 divided by 2. This is only telling the quotient part, right? This is telling the quotient part, right? ये सिर्फ quotient part बता रहा है. This is only telling you the quotient part. Right? Okay. Some difference here, plus minus here, addition minus subtraction. Sum is sum of the values difference. Yeah. So decimal values, maybe things will be same. Okay. Now I'll just show you difference. Okay. Suppose I am having that, instead of I am thinking of the calculator, that no, in the calculator I will not try to maybe do the integer values. I will be doing the decimal values. That is also fine. Then in that case, I will take from the user the double input. Okay. In that case, मैं user से double input ले लूँगा. I will not ask user integers. I will ask from the users the double values, right? Right. I'll just ask a double value that, okay, the variables that I'm having is of type double. Okay. Then yes, this is double A. And then yes, it's double B, right? Rest everything is same. So let's do some pointing values also. Maybe I am just trying to do 10.45 and 2.712. You can do float also, that is also fine. It's not like, okay, why not float? You can do float also, that's also fine. See, so now in this case, if you realize this, okay, in this case you realize this, double is just double is just, if you see that, double is for more precision. Okay, I am using double because I was looking for more precision, right? In case you're actually using double, you can get more precision, right? आपको ज़्यादा precision मिल सकते हैं double के case में, that is fine, right? Nothing else, right? Double is having the more precision part. Okay, so whatever the sum value is there, right? The sum value is 10.456, right? Sum value is 10.456, correct? Okay, the difference is the difference value, right? So 10.456 is minus 2.71721, right? तो ये सब values आ सकती हैं 7.774. तो ऐसे these values are kind of part of double, right? These are part of double. This is also we'll discuss. Okay, this is also discuss. You can use any one of them, Ankit. Okay, both of them are fine. Okay, you can either use a. We'll discuss that. Data. I got your question. I got the question once. Got it. Okay, we'll discuss that. Okay. So Ankit, regarding your question, it's like you can use any one of them. चाहे आप space use कर लो, or you can use the next line. I am just showing you that there are two ways to get the input, right? There are two ways to get the input, right? Okay. There are two ways to get the input. Either a space is fine, or in the next line also you give that. That is also fine. Either in the same line, okay, or in the next line. Float is also fine, right? Float is also fine. Okay, correct. Yes, it is our choice while giving the input. Yes. Okay. So this is about the scanner class. This is how you do the scanner class. Okay. So now try to understand. Okay. I will just give you interesting to a very some interesting more topic. Okay. We'll definitely dig more into deep. Okay. We'll dig more deep into this. हम लोग इसमें और अंदर जाएंगे. Okay. But today we will not go into this more. Okay. We will try to play with the variables in some time. Okay. We'll try to play with the variables in some time. But for now, okay. But for now, what I can say, okay. But for now, what I can say is that, okay. But for now, what I can say is that try to understand. Okay. So now try to understand that. So there is something interesting that is little we are doing. Okay. We'll be discussing about the operators. Okay. I think that is about it. Okay. That is about the scanner class. We'll dig more deep into the scanner class. We'll dig more deep into not into the scanner class. Scanner class is over, right? Any quick queries? Let's have some 5 minutes queries of the scanner class specifically. Scanner class quick recap. This is just the syntax. Okay. No questions asked. I mean, no, really no questions asked. And this is the variable name, the variable name that you can keep. You can keep this variable name anything that you want. Good. Okay. जो भी data type आपको चाहिए, whatever the data type that you want to take input, तो ये चीज something that you will have to know beforehand that what type of data will be coming. And mostly in problems you will be given the data that yes, right? Mostly in problems that yes, you will be given that data. This is the complete code, and yeah, right. This rest everything is written by default. Okay, everything is written by default, correct? And now this is the variable name that I'm simply having. It is the variable name that I'm simply having. ये variable name है अपने पास, right? This is a simple variable name that I'm having, correct? Right? This is simple variable name. Yeah. Yes, syntax. Yes, one scanner class. Yes, right, Abhi. So even in case you have multiple scanner inputs, okay, even in case, so see, you have taken multiple inputs, right? You have taken multiple inputs. So even in that case, you will be writing this only once, okay? You will be writing this thing only once and write this just at the top of, at the start of the code, right? अगर आपको user input लेना है, just write this line, okay? Write this line at the start of the code. Write this line at the start of the code. Right? Whatever the code is there, just write that line at the start of the code. It's simple. Okay. Right. Okay. No, it's not of any data type, right? There is not. This is not of type data type. This scanner class me. This is not of any data type. ऐसे scanner integer types होंगे. No, this is not of any data type. Not of any data type. Right? This not having either data types. These are not data types. This is just a standard syntax part. Okay. Okay. Good. Right. I think the scanner class is more or less clear. Okay. Correct. Now I want you guys to understand what is the meaning of. It is, I think, Neeraj, we have discussed this, right? The Neeraj, it means plus and minus. Plus and minus. Plus का sum का मतलब होता है plus, difference का मतलब होता है minus. ठीक है? Yes, scanner word is case sensitive. All these things that I'm writing are case sensitive. Okay, it is only the variables. Okay, it is only the variables. Just one second, guys. Just one second. Just one second. Okay. Yeah. Now just try to understand this. Okay. Just try to understand that. Correct. All store files in one place. No, it's not about that, right? Indentation is also sensitive. Taking users. One second, guys. 1 second. One thing at a time. Right. I think there are a lot of questions I've got it. User input. Okay, I think this is more or less clear, right? Acha, how many of you guys have got the today's class up till we have discussed up till this point? Type a yes, type a strong yes. In case you're clear with this, okay. In case you're clear with this, type a strong yes. Right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yes. Okay, sounds good, right? This is strong. Yes. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Right. Just a small quick recap. What we are having is the scanner class. Okay. Whatever we are having the scanner class, that yes, this is using for taking the input, taking the user input, right? Taking the user input, correct? User input देते हैं हमें, correct? And yeah. And this is trying to print. This is trying to print it. Print करते हैं हमें, correct? Print the array. Okay. Print the strings. Simple. Okay. This is trying to print the strings, correct? And this is trying to take the variables, right? जो भी variables हैं, ठीक है? बस ये variables लेना चाहता है. I want to take the double variables. I want to take the double variables. In that case, I am trying to take the user input in the form of a double, correct? And this is just I'm trying to print that, right? This is I'm just trying to print that, simple, right? Correct. I think that is more or like just a quick recap of what all things are done. Now, allow me to right. Okay. You guys can also always feel free to watch the recording, but it's not like this as only one time concept. Okay. Try rewatching the recording after the class. All the recordings are definitely available in the Discord group, right? All the recordings are available in the Discord group. आप Discord group में जाइए, आप recordings rewatch कर सकते हैं. जो भी concept आपको नहीं समझ है, you can rewatch it twice, thrice, right? Okay. Buffer reader, I think at this point that is not very important. Okay. Buffer reader is something that is not very important at this point. Okay. So you can skip off the buffer reader part, correct? Okay. And yeah. Okay. I tell you, right, it is not, I mean, it is the people who really stay at the end. I have seen those people getting into good companies, and it is only the consistency part. Okay. It's not like it is genuinely not about the brains and non-brainer thing. It's not like कि दिमाग चाहिए इसके लिए it is इसके लिए effort चाहिए थोड़ा सा, इसके लिए consistent effort चाहिए. That fighter attitude is what is required. Yes, I can do that. Okay, no matter ऐसे boxers नहीं होते ऐसे, they're constantly say nudging, right? So that thing is what is required. That constant effort is required. I understand it's not easy. Okay, it is definitely not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not hard also, right? It is, but it is challenging and it is fun. It really requires your constant effort and all these things, right? Okay. Okay. Now I think the next part that we can have is about the conditionals. Okay, there is this very important thing, conditionals. Okay. Right. There is this very important thing, conditionals. Okay. Conditionals क्या होते हैं? Okay. What is the conditionals part doing? Okay. जैसे for example पहले हम comparison देखते हैं. Okay. So A is greater than B. Okay. So suppose A is having, so this is greater than sign, greater than, less than, this is a greater than, मतलब in this what is means कि जो left hand side पे value है, So maybe A is greater than B. So is this a true statement or not? Maybe A is having a value 10 and B is having a value 20. So is this statement a true or false? Either this is a true or a false statement. Yes. ये true है false है? What is this statement? This statement. Yes. Come on guys. ये true statement है false statement है? False, right? This is a false statement because मतलब ये statement check कर रहे हैं हम लोग. This is a statement. This is a statement with a condition. This is actually a statement with a condition. This is called conditional statements. Conditional, these are called conditional statements. These are the statements with a condition. Conditional statements, right? These are called conditional statements. So इसमें एक comparison होता है, right? So these are the values, these are the variables, right? These are the variables that you're having. This is the comparison operator. This is also variable. This is also variable. And in between that, okay, we are having a comparison operator, right? Greater than, less than, equals to. Okay, so we are having this equals to, and we are also having this not equals to, right? Not equals to is there, right? Greater than, less than, equals to, not equals to, right? तो वो सब चीजें हैं. Greater than, less than, greater than is there, right? This is less than, this is equals to, this is equals to, this is not equals to. Right? This is equal to, this is not equal to. So these are the comparison operators. These are the comparison ki whether those values are there some more operators? Yeah, okay. So these are the basic operators. Great, equal to, double equal to, not equal to. इसका मतलब होता है this is so okay. So what does this equals to do? अगर both values same है, in only in the case if both of the values are exactly same, both the values, right? जो भी दोनों values हैं, both of the values, if they are same, right? If they are same, in that case it will return true. If both of the values are there, they are exactly same, in that case it will return true. Okay, in that case it will return true. If they are not same, right? Otherwise if they're not same, okay, अगर वो same नहीं है, in that case it would have simply returned a false. If they are not same, that would have simply returned the false. So false. Agar the values are actually same, right? If the values are really same, in that case it's a true part, right? Okay. And if the values are not same, that is a false part. Double equals to matlab, for example, 5 is equal to 5. In this case, answer should have been true, right? Because yes, 5 is same, exactly equal to 5, right? And similarly, I will say 6 is not equal to 5. Is this statement true? Yes, this statement is also true because the 6 is a different value and 5 is a different value. क्या 6 और 5 आपस में सेम है? आंसर इज नहीं. तो हम भी तो यही कह रहे हैं. This is also what we are saying, right? We are saying that this is not equals to, right? That 6 value is a different value and that is not equals to the value 5. So इसका आंसर भी आएगा true. The answer for this thing will also be equals to true, right? This is the idea, right? This is the idea. Correct. True and false are of Boolean data types. Yes, the true and false, yeah, the true hai. Yeah, this is false, right? This is a Boolean data type. Okay. This is having only two values. These are the Boolean data types. Okay. Boolean data types, simple. Now let's try to understand this more. Okay. So there is this and or. There are two operations. Okay. So and or. Maybe let's understand this. Okay. पहले हम इस if condition पढ़ लेते हैं. तो if condition क्या होती है? ठीक है. This is the syntax part. If we write कि अगर ये हो जाए, maybe if it rains, for example, like I'm in Bangalore, okay, so if it rains, which definitely rains a lot in Bangalore, okay, and I will try to take an umbrella. I should take an umbrella. take an umbrella. Take an umbrella. So if it is raining, take an umbrella. That is one thing that is for sure. Otherwise, kya karo? Okay. In for Bangalore, otherwise also you should take an umbrella because it can rain anytime. Okay. So else part matlab otherwise kya karo? Syntax है. This is the syntax part. If else कि अगर कोई condition true हुई, यहाँ पर आएगी condition. Here what will come is the condition part, right? If this thing is true, okay, this is the condition part. That yes, if this thing is true, then what are the things I need to do, right? Just logical division I am trying to do. I am trying to do a logical division of thoughts. I am trying to do a logical division, right? Logical division of thoughts, right? I'm simply trying to do a logical division of thoughts. Yeah. Okay. So logical division of thoughts is there, right? Logical division that if a particular thing is happening, then this will happen. If this is not happening, then that will happen, right? Correct. Right. Else don't take the umbrella, right? But honestly, in Bangalore, if you're in Bangalore, then also take the umbrella. Umbrella is something that you should always have. Okay, it definitely rains at any time. There have been a lot of cases I've been a victim of this rain. Okay, and it gets me cold. So please take an umbrella always. Else your rain, but Bangalore definitely unpredictable. Sounds good. Okay, so I actually live in Belandur. Belandur is the area there. Yeah, Belandur. Else stay at home. Yes, maybe if it is not, yes, else stay at home. Simply eat chai pakoras. Stay at home. If it is raining, don't take umbrella. Sit home. Eat chai pakora. Sit home. Simple. Eat chai pakora. Right? Eat chai pakora. Right? Eat chai pakora. This is the good idea. Take umbrella. Don't umbrella. Right? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Right. Big this. Okay. This is the definition of the conditional. Let me show you how this works in the coding perspective also. Okay. Let me show you. I'll just erase this down. Okay. I'll just try to put in case you want any reference from this. I'll just share it in the chat section. These are the things that we have written. Okay. In case somebody is unclear. Okay. So these are the notes. In case you want to copy, you can copy and keep it somewhere. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just now try to understand. Now we'll see the conditional statements. Conditional statements का मतलब क्या होता है कि अगर if के अंदर जो भी condition लिखी हुई है, whatever the condition that you have written, that if statement, okay, in that curly braces, in that brackets are there, whatever the condition that you have written, okay, condition, either that condition is true, like in the above things we have written true or false, right? Or that condition is false. There are only two possible things. Either the condition that you have written in the brackets is the true condition, or the condition that you have written is false condition, right? So there are only two possible cases, and yeah, right. Right. So these are two possible cases. Okay, yeah. So I think let's try to see this. Okay, so suppose we are having some values, right? Suppose we are having some values. So let's assuming integer a is having a value 10 and integer b is having a value 20, right? B is having a value 20. So what am I saying? If a is greater than less than 10, in that case, do this. Okay. In that case, system.out.println. So let's assume these are the marks variables. Okay. Let's assume these are the college grades, maybe. Okay. Integer marks. And they're out of 100. Okay. Integer marks. And these variables are maybe, let's take a realistic number. What do you think a realistic number? College marks. College marks. Final semester, what should be the realistic marks? Everybody tell what were your guys' marks? College last year out of 100, okay, on a scale of 100, what were your marks overall on an average? Yes, let's see. If the marks are actually maybe let's see what is the average marks, and then I'll decide that. 65 by so 88. क्या बात कर रहे हो? 35. Lot of people 35. 99, 31, 100, 75. You guys are COVID years, guys. Don't tell me you guys are graduated in COVID and all that. Yes, I could see that. Yes, that 75, 95. I could see a small smile behind that. We are COVID guys. That is why we are able to press that number 7 and 8 and all these things. Right? ये 75 वाले जो आ रहे हैं ना सब COVID वाले हैं. Okay. So maybe let's do this. Okay, so maybe marks as any variable, and that's assuming the value is 67. Okay, so if the marks are, let's assume any 33% marks. If the marks are greater than 33, okay, in that case, system.println, okay, system.out.println. COVID वाले ने फटाफट लिखा. My score is 75. My score is 90. God knows what they knew of in the paper. So you have passed. Okay, correct. Otherwise, in the else part, okay, in the else part, system.out.println, you have failed. तो अगर तो मार्क्स ग्रेटर देन 33 है तो हमने आपने पास कर लिया. अगर मार्क्स नॉट ग्रेटर देन 33, then you have failed. Simple passing marks, and yeah, that is the idea. Take input from the user. Okay. My marks were also 72. On an average, it was around 70 out of 100. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So these are the marks. Okay. So we can also take the user input. Suppose we want to take it user input, right? We want to take the user input. We don't want to define the values. So same scanner class is written. I'll name this variable input. Okay, the variable name, you can always keep anything. Okay, you can keep A, B, Tushar, and you can keep user, you can keep Amir, right? You want to keep any name, right? You can keep Ajay, Advita, and Amol. Any variable name you want to keep. You can keep your crush name as variable. That also keeps you engaged in coding. You can keep your crush name in the variable name. That's also up to you. You see, so flexible we are having. कुछ भी बना सकते हैं. Okay, so integer marks, I am taking the user input dot sc dot nextInt, that input dot nextInt, right? I is capital, rest are not capital, right? So marks, now marks will be user defined thing. Okay, so let's see. Maybe the marks are 35. So the 35 is checking that whether we will be passing that or not. So if the marks are 35, okay, if the marks are actually 35, in that case, see, so you have passed, right? So you have passed. Maybe if the marks were only 20, 32, तो क्या होता? Let's see. So if the marks were 32, or you have not passed, basically you have failed the exam badly. Right? It's also saying, sorry. क्या हो गया? What is the issue? Actually, I have not changed the value. I have to change 32. I have not changed the value. So if the value is 32, then what will happen? Let's see. Yeah. So you could see that you have failed. This is the output. If the input is 32, that is less than 33, right? The input is 32, that is less than 33. So if the 32 is less than 33, right? Then in that case, we can simply say that yes, you have failed badly, right? Simple. This idea. That is how conditionals actually work, right? If else. Okay. If else. So there is something called, before we jump into that, there is something called, try to understand more. There are some more logical operators also, right? There are some more logical operators also. So what are those logical operators, right? Okay. तो कुछ लॉजिकल ऑपरेटर्स could be, there could be like and, right? There could be like and. What does and means? So this is and. So and is a combination of two statements, right? And is a combination of two statements. One of them is statement C1, okay, and one of them is C2, right? Conditional statement C1, condition statement C2, right? दोनों type के options हैं. Either statement C1 is there and statement C2 is there, right? So these are mathematical operators, correct? And or, and or are only major, okay? Okay, yeah, and or, correct, okay. तो ये क्या करता है कि for this and to be true, okay, for this statement to be true, both C1 and C2 has to be true, right? Both C1 and C2 has to be true, right? Both C1 and C2 has to be true. Right? Both C1 and C2 has to be true. Yeah. Right, okay. That for this condition to be true, both the variables to be C1 condition लिखे. C1 could be further conditions also, right? The C1 conditions could be, for example, the C1 could have been if A greater than 5, okay, please make sure that you are very clear with this, that you write brackets whenever, right? So condition C1 के bracket आएगी. Condition C1 will have a bracket, right? Whatever the condition, C2 will also have their own brackets. So these guys will actually have their brackets, okay? Try to understand. They will have their own brackets, correct? Okay. What is the condition A1? The condition is A greater than 10. That is one of the conditions, right? The second condition could be B less than 20, right? You want to compare between two variables, right? You want to actually compare between two variables. In that case, what will be the output, right? So uske liye dono conditions have to be true, right? Assuming if so, now tell me what is output. If A is 12 and B is also 12. So will this statement return true or false? Yes, guys. Will this statement return a true or will this statement return a false? Okay. True, right? So AND operator is a type of an operator which is used to club two conditions, right? AND operator is an operator which is used to club. Okay, so this is the condition C1. This is the condition C1. Yeah. Okay. This is the condition C1, and this is the condition C2, right? So दो conditions हैं, right? Condition C1 is there, condition C2 is there, and yeah, ठीक है? And so दोनों conditions have to be true, right? Both of the conditions have to be true, right? Both of the conditions have to be true. Both conditions, जो भी दोनों conditions हैं, both of the conditions have to be true in order to my statement to be true. And का मतलब है कि statement ये भी true होनी चाहिए और ये भी true होनी चाहिए, right? ठीक है? So that is what and simply means. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now what does or means? What or means? Okay. इसको yesterday's puzzle will discuss maybe sometimes. देख लेंगे, कर लेंगे discuss. Don't worry. Okay. And इसका नाम पता नहीं क्या होता है, इसका and ही होता है शायद. Logical and शायद logical ands होते हैं. Logical ands. They are called logical ands. I am not sure if EC and electrical guys are there here. I think they are very good with circuits. I assume they are very good with circuits, but I am not sure if they are really good with circuits or not. But I'm in the gates. I am told that electronic guys are good with gates, but I'm not sure that they are really good with gates or not. But yeah. This is called logical and. लोग कह रहे हैं नहीं अच्छे हैं हम अच्छे हैं. Right. Okay. So now the next thing that we'll be discussing is the logical or, right? The next thing that we want to discuss with you guys is the logical or. Right? Logical or. अच्छा, logical or. तो logical or में क्या मतलब होता है? Logical or means कि जो भी whatever things that you're having in this one, okay, whatever things. So maybe you're having always or is between two statements. Please make sure that you write brackets in front of them very well, right? There could be multiple three statements also, right? but the brackets part is very important. Do you guys know what is this called? What is the term of this thing? इसका क्या मतलब होता है? What is this called? Like this is called ampersand. This is called ampersand types. Ampersand types. तो ऐसे इसका क्या मतलब होता है? What? So this particular key is there on your keyboard, right? इसको बोलते क्या हैं? What is this called? This is called mod, right? This is called modulus or ampersand. This is ampersand, and this is mod. What is this thing called? Like this is dot. This is called dot, right? This is called apostrophe s, maybe single quote, double quote. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Let's see. Any genuine computer guy or the answer? I've got one correct answer. A pipe. Pipe, right? Pipe. So this is called a pipe. Okay, correct. Good. This thing is called a pipe. Okay. So they are called two. This one piece is called a pipe. So there are a pair of pipes kind of thing. Okay. तो ये logical or हो गया. ठीक है, ये logical or हो गया. This is the logical or. This is simple the logical or. Right. This is the logical or. Right. ये logical or है. This is simply the logical or. Yes. ठीक है. What happens in case of a logical or? In logical or, the condition C1 is there, that is to be also true, and जो condition C2 है, that is to be also true, right? The condition C1 is there, that is the condition C1 and C2 both have to be true, right? Both conditions, sorry. In case of a logical or, either one of them is true, right? ठीक है. उनमें से एक भी चल जाएगा तो that is also fine, right? अगर उनमें से एक भी चल जाएगा, that either C1, okay. So if C1 is true, okay, C1 is an output in itself. If C1 is true and C2 is also true, right? C1 is true, C2 is also true. In that case, also the output is true, right? The output is true, right? Output is true. If C1 is false, okay, and C2 is true, C2 is true. In that case, also the output is in that case also the output is true, right? अगर दोनों में से एक भी सही है तो भी आउटपुट ट्रू आएगा. अगर C1 is maybe true, okay, if C1 is true, okay, and C2 is false, in that case also, okay, in that case also the output is true. या तो C1 true है या C2 false है. अगर दोनों में से एक भी true है, this conditional statement, right? If दोनों में से एक भी true, एक भी false है, then sorry, if दोनों में से एक भी true है, if only if either of one of them is still true, the output will be true. Only in the case C1 is also false and C2 is also false, both are actually returning to false. In that case, only the output will be false, right? In that case, only my output will be false. That if both of the values, okay, both of the values are false, right? This is called a truth table. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys have heard this stuff before or not. कि अगर condition C1 है, अगर उसकी value true आते हैं तो that's a true. अगर condition C1 है, conditions क्या है? This is same value, right? 5 greater than 3, that is true or not, right? 7 greater than A plus B is greater than this. So all these things are kind of operations. ठीक है. Now let's see. पहले तो if else वाला देख लेते हैं, and वाला देख लेते हैं. For example, suppose you are actually adding a grading system. देखो, ठीक है. So maybe if you want to give 2 grades. So if marks is greater than 33 and marks is less than, okay, this is a 2 condition. Definitely the good idea is to keep brackets, okay. Definitely the good idea is to keep brackets. Okay, definitely the good idea is to keep brackets. Right? That marks is less than 50, okay. Then I think you have passed. पर बहुत तीर नहीं मारा. Okay. For मतलब कुछ खास, I mean you have not you have passed, that is good part, but कुछ खास तीर नहीं मारा. And otherwise it's kind of thing, no? Otherwise else part में वाह भी वाह, more than 50 is maybe let's keep it 60, okay. So if between 33 and 63 के पास हो गए पर कुछ खास ऐसे तीर नहीं मारा, otherwise it's वाजिबा. Okay, क्या स्कोर आया ऐसे, anything, right? So programming is always fun if you actually try to make it fun. क्या score आया? मजा आ गया. Okay. So let's see. So what will happen in case of 60, 61, or maybe 60, 65? So with 65, try to see both of the conditions are not getting false. Both of the conditions are not. So 65 पे मजा आ जाना चाहिए, right? बल्ले बल्ले हो जानी चाहिए, right? First condition like मासी मजा सा नहीं आया है. Okay. See. So yeah. वाह जी वाह, क्या स्कोर आया, मजा आ गया. So that is actually this will not so. Okay. I'll discuss of the else if part also. Okay. Masai art. Yes, it will. That is also honestly that was intentional, but that was ironic. Okay, like parents है ना कि कितने अच्छे नंबर आए, कितने अच्छे नंबर आए. That is why I've done this. Okay, so even if you bring a zero, okay, even if you bring a zero, that should, I think that is what the output should be printed, right? That even if you actually bring a zero, then parents say, right, कि वाह जी वाह क्या score है, मजा आ गया. That is the idea. मौज कर दी. Yeah, right. Okay, so even in case you have scored a zero, so then I think the output should be still same. वाजिबा मजा आ गया, क्या score है. That is why the output is kept in that way. Okay. Okay, sarcastic parents. Yeah. Okay. See, so now I'll tell you what is the idea apart from the jokes part. Let's suppose if the score was 65 and the score was actually 65, okay. When the score was 65, try to understand this condition C1 was true, right? Because 65 is greater than 33. But this is an and, this is a double and, right? Double and का क्या मतलब होता है? Both conditions have to be true, right? Double and का मतलब होता है both the conditions have to be true, right? Both the conditions have to be true. Right? Both the conditions have to be true. That is what double and means. Okay? And 65 is less than 60, 65 is less than 60, correct? This is false. But double and will only be true. ठीक है, तो if condition मतलब कब चलेगी? If condition चलेगी जब ये दोनों statement true होंगे, right? Try to see this bigger if statement. जो bigger if statement है. So that bigger if statement will only run. I mean, if the condition inside is that is true, right? Try to. I'll just show you the structure. What does structure means? Okay. Yeah. So I think this you guys have got a good explanation for the maybe in an interview. अगर कुछ भी आपको नहीं आता है, you can simply say this is syntax. Okay. Then maybe in an interview, suppose somebody is asking you what is this, you can simply say no, this is syntax. Don't ask me, no questions asked. Okay. So maybe now try to understand in this way that and what is the and, so if what is the structure, that there is an if condition, okay. Inside the if condition, this condition will only run whatever the line of code I have written, whatever the lines of code. I can write multiple lines also, okay. I can also write multiple lines, but when this condition will be true, when the C1 will be true, and okay, and the condition C2 will be true. When both conditions C1 and C2, when both conditions, जो भी दोनों conditions हैं, both the conditions C1 and C2 are true, right? When both conditions C1 and C2 are true, in that case, right? In that case, try to show this, right? Yeah. In case it's 40, okay. In case it's 40, so let's see what happens in case of 40. So 40 के case में, this is what happens. So in case of 40, the number, when the number is 40, the output will be you have passed, but बहुत तीर नहीं मारा, right? That is passed. Okay. This is, I think, about the conditional part. I want you guys to maybe, so इसमें एक चीज होती है, ठीक है? there could be multiple brackets also, right? There could be technically multiple brackets. Okay. Okay. Jyoti will discuss the solution puzzle. Don't worry. Okay. We'll discuss it someday. We'll discuss. Don't worry. So what is the idea? In case you want to have multiple, आपको ये नहीं पता कि ये नहीं तो चलो ये नहीं तो चलो चाहिए. मतलब basically you want to have three conditions. Maybe you want to have three conditions. And what you will be doing in case of three conditions? So what is ये नहीं तो चलो ये, right? Then there is something called else if. Okay. There is something called else if. That if या तो ये या फिर ये नहीं तो ये. Get that idea? ठीक है. अगर ये तो ये या फिर ये. I will try to think of it in this way that you are actually going with your girlfriend and you are going on a shopping, and girlfriend or boyfriend on the other side also. So she is asking you that which dress to take. ये वाली लूं या फिर ये वाली या फिर ये वाली. कौन सी ये या फिर ये. You're getting that idea? ये either this or this or this or this or this, so on, right? So that is the idea of the if condition. That if this thing is happening, okay. Okay. So if the number is 33, answer will be false. Answer will be false, Harsh. Answer will be false because it is strictly greater than. Okay. Had this been greater than equals to, okay. Had this been greater than equals to, ठीक है. अगर marks greater than or equals to होते, तो greater than or equals to मतलब कि 33 is also allowed and 34 onwards is also allowed, right? So greater than equals to means कि 33 तो allowed है ही है, 33 is allowed, and उससे ऊपर वाली values are also allowed, right? That is the idea. Strictly greater than means only the greater values, right? 34, right? 33 से बड़ी values, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and all this. Right? This is the idea. Simple, right? Yeah, that is what we are discussing. Okay. So now try to understand. Suppose I want to have this. Maybe let's try to grade the students, right? So we are having the gradification. So so like the college grades you have, I'll just try to change this. Maybe good lines you can tell me. So if the marks are greater than 90, if the marks are greater than 90, that's a very good thing. Okay. So if the marks are greater than 90, okay, that is, so इनको क्या है, शाबाश, and I think system.out.println. Then what should be the given? I think इसको तो शायद मार्क पढ़नी चाहिए. 90 कौन लेके आता है? But still चलो, शाबाश. Okay. अगर 90 नहीं आए, right, and given grade A, right, शाबाश, and plus grade A. Grade is A. Okay. But if the score is in the range 80 to 90, else if right, else if the marks have whatever the marks are there, that is greater than 80, okay, that is greater than 80, and the marks are less than 90, right, and the marks are less than 90. If that is greater than 80 and that is less than 90, what should be a good idea for them? What should be a good sentence for them? झंडे गाड़ दिए. People when come will try to come. They try to come with very good ideas. I mean, for suggestions, you know, when I always ask about comments, I always ask them from the people because you guys are definitely much more brilliant than what I could ever come up with. Be great, nice try. Okay, let's keep it simple. Yeah, so that is a nice try. Be great. That's a simple idea. कि अगर the marks 90 है तो शाबाश. If it's 90, okay. ऐसे you can have multiple if else conditions, right? Else if, so I'll just try to largen a range a little bit, okay. And yeah. Else if the marks are maybe, you know, in the range, so they could be greater than equals to also, right? So marks could be greater than equals to 60, and marks are less than greater than equals to, right? Greater than equals to 60, and marks are less than equals to 80, right? मार्क्स रिटर्न इक्वल्स टू 60 एंड देन तो फिर 60 से 80 तक क्या, चलो कोई बात नहीं, मेहनत कर लेना। व्हाट शुड बी द आइडिया? शर्मा जी का बेटा तेरे से ज्यादा मार्क्स लेके आया। ये भी ठीक है, ये भी ठीक है, साउंड गुड। आई विल गो विद ये भी ठीक है। People are really creative. I always love them the way their creativity shows. Definitely. ये भी ठीक है। Any more interesting is coming? I'll just have a look once more. If some more interesting we could get them. जिसके 90% आए कोई बात नहीं। वेब सीरीज का इफेक्ट, ओके, नालायक, तो नाली, आपसे बेहतर उम्मीद किए थे। तेजस्वी लोग हैं हमारे पास, बाय बाय। पढ़ ले, टाइम है अभी। I mean, all these things are, I think, what you guys are getting. 90 के लिए मेरा पबजी वाला ही है। एंड शर्मा जी का बेटा भी पढ़ा। ओके। बेटा तुमसे ना हो पाएगा। और करो। Try and don't try that you on. Okay. मतलब I'm not sure if you guys could read this, but they're too good. Okay. And I think this is the other case. Ye last we'll change this. Okay. One last chance. Then we are having else part. Else matlab less than 30. So 30 say we have 2 comments to add more. Okay. We have 2 comments to add more. Let's choose one of them, on any one of them. आज मौत के साथ मीटिंग हमारी। तुमसे ना हो पाएगा। ओके, चलो तुमसे ना हो पाएगा। Okay. System dot out. If this is a 60 range, then system dot out dot println. तुमसे ना हो पाएगा। Last one, guys. We are left with the last one, and then that's maybe. But I am sure that apart from the comments, you're also getting the idea of the if-else statements also, right? How we will be actually printing that if-else statements? उनका flow क्या है? The logic, I think everything is clear, right? कि पहले ये फिर ये फिर ये फिर ये. We will discuss more on this the theory part, okay? Just I'm on doing it on ending note. गजब बेच दिया। असंभव, असंभव सी, the beautiful is written very beautifully. I just want to really add this. The way it's written beautifully, asambhav was really good. Shailesh, very amazing. Okay. And yeah, so if this is less than Vaji wa kya score hai, maza aa gaya. It is asambhav. Okay. I'll just try to read this. And yeah. Okay. This is one I really want to add. The way it's written explained asambhav. पढ़ाई लिखाई कर लो, IAS वाईएस बनो, ओके। 42 में स्पेलिंग एरर है सिस्टम में, ओके। लाइन नंबर 42 स्पेलिंग एरर है, ओके ओके। Yeah, and I think, yeah. Okay, that is all. परंपरा अनुष्ठान देखा, लापरवाही का नतीजा। पास इलेक्टेड। Yeah, sure, Rahul. Tomorrow we'll discuss about conditional statements only, Rahul. Okay, Rahul, we'll be discussing about yeah, conditional statements. All right, okay. Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't worry. Puzzle part we'll try to discuss. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. All right. Thank you so much. I hope this was a fun session. Okay, this was definitely fun, and I'll just today was good. Okay, thank you so much. You guys can drop off. The puzzle part, try to think of one more day. Okay, I'll try to discuss the solution tomorrow. Okay, कल discuss करेंगे puzzle. Okay, let's see what comes. इतना बढ़िया बनाया हमने, इससे use तो करने इसको. If the marks are 40, it will be तुमसे ना हो पाएगा. There is an error. ये क्या हो गया? So even honestly, matlab, even all the other instructors are super fun. Okay, matlab, definitely we always do the fun and the education part in the class at the same time. तुमसे ना हो पाएगा. I really want to print for the 4 also one. Okay, so even so there are other instructors. Uday is one of the instructors, and Adarsh is the other instructor, and we have so basically we 4-5 instructors are there. Everybody is a super cool of them. You will meet, I think. So what happens, I'll tell you. Okay, so the course is divided into modules. Okay, I bet you have seen it. And every module is taught by a special instructor. Okay, every module is there. It's like the best, or definitely all the instructors are best in themselves, but any specific module is so if a particular instructor is teaching the specific module time and again, so he kind of get mastery into that, right? So well, then definitely apart from that job part, I think the learning experience will be super good, right? So successful it is Asambhav. Okay. And Asambhav, I'm not sure why am I liking this so much, but yes, this is super fun. And yeah. Okay. I hope the session was good, and I hope you have got the condition statement and the scanner statements. Please try to make the notes. I mean, please try to watch the recordings part in case that is not clear. And please feel free to join the Discord group. Try solving some problems in case you can. Okay. And yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you. It was amazing. Yeah, thank you. We'll discuss सब कुछ discuss करेंगे. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Bye. Yes, you can drop off, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, you'll be taught data structures in the main course, of course. Yes. Upper part screenshot. Okay. This is the coding part. Okay. I'll just share you the code. Okay. This is chat. You can keep the code in the chat section. I'm just bringing that in the chat section. Please, guys, just 1 second. That main code. Okay, don't worry. I'll try to maybe add this code also in the Discord group. Okay. So I'll try to add this code. I'll try to add these both codes in the Discord group. So that's also fine. You can get it from there. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Tia, I'm not sure which batch I'll take. Okay, but yes, I'll definitely take one of the modules. Okay, so we are having some 4 modules, 4 modules. I take the DSA modules. We try to shuffle with each other's the modules, but yes, some part of the other part of the course I will definitely teach, right? So the course is taught by 3 instructors, maybe. So best instructors, different experience, okay, altogether. And the super best, I mean, the teaching experience you can always bet on. The teaching experience is the best. Yes, you can go off. Thank you. Line number 40. Lectures. Okay. Discord group is not opening. Maybe I think not Mohit. You might have got the wrong group. The wrong group you might have got. Anybody can please post in the Discord group link also, if that's possible. All right. Thank you. All right. Yes, thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye.